Who is Supreme Leader Snoke? A question that plagued myself and the majority of the Star Wars fanbase for nearly 2 years. In 2015, The Force Awakens revealed that Snoke was the dark side master of Kylo Ren, a creature with mysterious origins and insane power and affinity with the dark side of the Force. For years, many of us clamored to exactly who Snoke is. We've had tons of theories, and even now, till this day, we only have about 80% of the picture of who Supreme Leader Snoke really is, with it revealed in The Rise of Skywalker that Snoke was a puppet for Palpatine all along, a dark side mutation developed and created to rule in his stead, as Palpatine healed on Exegol, or at least attempted to momentarily prevent himself from dying. By the time this was revealed, the majority of the Star Wars fanbase cared little who Snoke really was, as it was clear that his significance had been built up extremely high before the events of The Rise of Skywalker, and only for him to be killed in The Last Jedi. Many Star Wars fans, to put it simply, just didn't care who Snoke was anymore. Just yesterday though, thanks to Darth Vader number 11, we have another major reveal about the character, and for those still interested, let's go ahead and get into it. The issue involves Darth Vader walking through the Sith Temple on Exegol, encountering various experiments that Palpatine has been working on. One of the major reveals for the comic book is that Palpatine is actually in possession of Luke Skywalker's severed hand, the hand that Darth Vader cut from him on Bespin. Palpatine informs Vader that if Vader ever falls or fails as his apprentice, that he always has an option to make a new Sith, and that even though the creatures that he is developing currently on Exegol are not Sith, one of them very likely could take Vader's place should it ever come to that, with an extreme emphasis put on Luke Skywalker's severed hand. So what exactly does this mean? It could mean several things. One of my favorite theories about Snoke is that he is actually a failed clone of Palpatine's own master in Darth Plagueis, and I made a video detailing all the evidence in this theory's favor. But now it appears as if Snoke could actually have some Skywalker DNA within him. It's been documented very well in Star Wars canon that it's exceptionally difficult to clone a Force wielder. Palpatine managed to successfully clone himself and create a son. However, it was revealed that his son did not have any potential in the Force whatsoever, and it was only after he had a child, that child being Rey, that Rey was able to touch the Force. It's clear here that Palpatine has attempted to either splice Luke Skywalker's DNA with some Sith creation, or clone Luke Skywalker outright, seeking what we always know Palpatine's ultimate goal is, an apprentice worthy of his power that he can transfer his essence into, the same goal that he had with Rey. As in The Rise of Skywalker, Rey finally presented herself as a worthy successor to the Sith throne. It's clear though that before Rey, he had plans to clone Luke Skywalker or create some type of amalgamation of a monster that could one day be trained as a Sith. And I believe it's quite possible that this monster is Snoke, and that Snoke very likely could have Skywalker DNA running through his veins. Do I like this explanation for Snoke? Not really, but let's go ahead and get into it. In the Rise of Kylo Ren comic book series, when Ben Solo ventures to Snoke after Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy has been destroyed, Snoke has dialogue with Ben Solo that's very telling about how he perceives himself, and is very telling about his origin. Snoke tells Ben Solo, quote, "I was not born Snoke, I became Snoke." To me, this part of who Snoke is verifiable. Palpatine attempted to create a new Sith apprentice, using DNA from who knows where, potentially his master in Darth Plagueis as I theorized, and now potentially even from Luke Skywalker's severed hand itself. An idea that was actually introduced in Star Wars Legends, and I'm very surprised has emerged in canon. Anyway, it appears as if Palpatine could have used a piece of Luke Skywalker to create Snoke, but that his ultimate goal with Snoke was to create a worthy apprentice after Luke failed to turn to the dark side. But again, cloning Force wielders is exceptionally difficult, even in the very clone body that Palpatine's spirit resides in The Rise of Skywalker, as it's revealed that Palpatine's original spirit is tearing this clone body apart. I believe that Palpatine attempted to create this sort of perfect apprentice, again potentially using pieces of Luke and even Darth Plagueis and even maybe Palpatine's own DNA, but that it became an utter failure and an abomination, which is why Snoke says that he was not born Snoke, but that he became Snoke, with Palpatine realizing that he is an inferior creation, but still deciding to use him nonetheless as the puppet for the Empire. In Star Wars Legends, Luke Skywalker was actually cloned by the fallen Jedi Jorah Sabaoth, in a being that was called Luke Skywalker. Luke even documented his experience with this clone, saying this: "The clone that Jorah Sabaoth created to test me with was the fulfillment of my vision in the cave of Dagobah. The reality was no less horrifying than the illusion. Imagine looking at your reflection in the mirror and seeing only an enemy." In Legends, Luke's clone was eventually killed by Mara Jade, but again, this is something that has actually existed in Star Wars Legends before, and even the very return of Palpatine in Star Wars canon mirrored his return in Legends. So at the very least, we know that Palpatine has utilized Skywalker DNA to create something on Exegol, likely Snoke, and that there's far more going on Exegol than we originally anticipated. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? And what are your thoughts that Snoke could potentially be, I guess, part Skywalker? And how do you feel about Palpatine using Luke Skywalker's hand to create these genetic abominations on Exegol? Do you think that Snoke is actually a failed clone of Luke? Or is he something else entirely? I'll keep you guys updated as we learn more. As always, my friends, thank you so much for watching the channel. Your continued support means the world to me. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.